This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. Police list attorney as a person of interest. Detectives from the Counterterrorism and Organized Crime Investigation Branch are urging Keith Jarrett to contact them immediately. Jarrett is an attorney at law who formerly practiced at Duke Street in downtown Kingston. A press release from the Corporate Communications Unit of the Constabulary said investigators believe he may be able to assist with an ongoing investigation into an alleged case of fraud. However, the police noted calls to his telephone number and the visits to his office have not yielded any favorable results. Jarrett is being asked to contact detectives at 876-922-2374 or visit the CTOC offices at 45 East Queen Street, Kingston immediately. In addition, anyone who can assist the detectives to contact Jarrett is asked to contact detectives immediately using the numbers above. Persons may also contact the police 119 number. Airport worker arrested in connection with cocaine busts. An airport worker has been arrested in connection with the seizure of 1 kilogram of cocaine at the Sangsar International Airport in St. James on Sunday. Reports from the Narcotics Police are that about 10:20 a.m., security checks were being done when 2 packages containing cocaine were found in a ground handling vehicle. The operator of the vehicle, who attempted to flee when the packages were discovered, was caught by members of the Narcotics and Canine divisions. His identity is being withheld pending further investigations. According to investigators, the illicit drug has an estimated street value of US $50,000. Baldy and Hines murders not connected, say police. Senior Superintendent in charge of the St. Catharines South Police Division, Christopher Phillips, is dispelling allegations on the ground that the killing of Wayne Baldy could have some connection to the murder of Council Caretaker for the Southborough Division, Lennox Hines. The police do not have this kind of information. However, we are actively investigating the incident and following all the possible leads, Phillips told the news earlier yesterday. Baldy, 53, otherwise called Shower Wayne, of a Bayside address, was gunned down by unknown assailants along Port Henderson Road in Portmore at 8:20 p.m. Sunday while playing dominoes. According to reports, 2 shooters approached the Jamaica Labour Party activist and the party promoter on foot and opened fire, hitting him multiple times in the upper body. Hines was killed shortly after 5 p.m. on Thursday along the busy Marcus Garvey Drive in Kingston. According to reports, the JLP Council Caretaker was driving a white Honda CR-V in the company of his fiancée and his daughter when men traveling on a motorcycle opened a fire while he waited at the stoplight under the bridge at the entrance to the Portmore Toll Road. The woman was shot and treated at the hospital, but the child was unharmed. Investigations are underway into both murders. 2-year-old's disappearance being treated as a possible kidnapping. The disappearance of a 2-year-old boy from the community of Rasta Corner in Freetown, Clarendon, more than 2 weeks ago, is now being investigated as a possible kidnapping. The news has been informed that the police have detained a man for questioning in connection with the case. A search is still on for the missing child, who has been identified as Jamil Mendez. The 27-year-old suspect was held on Monday afternoon during an operation in Effortville, Clarendon. The news understands that the suspect was tracked by the police after he reportedly contacted Jamil's family and demanded a ransom of $1 million for his safe return. It is reported that the family began receiving the calls on May 14, 2 days after Jamil disappeared while playing in his yard. The news was told that the suspect has denied kidnapping Jamil. The Counterterrorism and Organized Crime Investigations Branch is involved in the probe. At the time of his disappearance, Jamil was wearing a yellow t-shirt, gray shorts, and navy blue slippers. The boy's family recently told the news that it is worried that not enough public support is being given to the search to find him. His grandfather, Samuel Williams, acknowledged that while some community members have been helpful, the family needs assistance from more people. Lone gunman stalks a latest St. Elizabeth residence. Residents of Littis district in St. Elizabeth are livid that they are being preyed upon by a lone gunman who has been terrorizing the community over the past month. According to residents, the lone gunman, described as a tall, slim black man, uses a modus operandi where he sticks up unsuspecting residents and marches them to their places of residence where he robs them. He then forces his victims to trick their neighbors so that he can gain access to their homes as well. The gunman reportedly robbed 4 houses on 1st Street in Littis on Sunday night using this method. 4 separate houses were robbed Sunday night. The gunman saw someone on the road and stick them up and took them to their house. He spent the next 2 hours at dig down the people them yard and asked who else in the lane has money. He also asked for gold and chains, but it seems it was mostly phones he was after, a resident told the news. Littis district is a community on the Manchester-St. Elizabeth border. Residents said that after robbing that family, the gunman gained access to a neighboring home by forcing his victims to feign an emergency to trick their neighbors. The residents are demanding help from the authorities to address the situation as people are cowering in fear. First the thief them start rob bars in the area, then the people them stop go bar. So them gone to house breaking now. We need help from the police, regular patrols or something. This is the 5th robbery in 2 weeks, one resident complained. The gunman eventually got 5 phones, one of which was later recovered by residents scouring the bushes, as well as a sum of close to $5,000. Last week, the gunman robbed mechanic Mark of 4 phones and about $19,000. The same gunman, a tall black slim youth, saw Mark's son outside after him go shop, stick him up and march him back to his house and rob the whole family and take about 4 phones and the money. We need the Junction Police to do better. All them do is their road a check for insurance, and we need protection and regular patrols, the residents said. Head of the St. Elizabeth Police Superintendent Dwight Daly told the news that he had received the reports of a robbery at one house on Sunday night and that the gunman had robbed phones and a small sum of money. In the Wandon gang trial, Sykes shuts down argument to free 2 more accused. Attempts to get 2 of the remaining 29 defendants in the Wandon gang trial freed hit a snag on Monday when Chief Justice Brian Sykes rejected arguments from attorneys. Attorney Zara Lewis, representing Royal Taylor, who is charged with 4 counts including illegal possession of a firearm and ammunition, began arguing in the Home Circuit Court that her client has no case to answer. Earlier in the trial, the court heard that a rifle was allegedly found in 2017 in a furniture shop Mr. Taylor reportedly operated. During her no-case submission, Ms. Lewis argued that, based on the evidence, the prosecution had not made out its case of possession. The attorney contended that other individuals were outside the furniture shop. But this did not find favor with Chief Justice Sykes, who told Ms. Lewis that her argument was irrelevant as Mr. Taylor had a key to the furniture shop. Defense attorneys in the Wandon gang trial are seeking to have more of the accused persons freed after charges were dismissed last Thursday against 4 of the men who had been accused of being part of the criminal enterprise. Wholeness surprised at gang presence in St. Elizabeth. Following months of terror being unleashed by gangsters in deep rural sections of St. Elizabeth, Prime Minister Andrew Holness on Friday expressed the shock that the criminal elements are being established in sections of this traditionally low-crime South Central parish. Right now, believe it or not, there is a gang terrorizing this area. On my way here, we stopped and spoke to the police, and I am always happy to be moving around in the community and getting a chance to get the local reports. I was very surprised that even in these remote parts, these rural parts of Jamaica, the criminal elements is entrenching itself, he said, while addressing the handing over of a house under the social housing program in Schoolfield in St. Elizabeth. Statistics from the Jamaica Constabulary Force show that murders, shootings, robberies and reported cases of rape have increased since the start of this year when compared to the corresponding period last year, January 1 to May 23. Among the murders are 3 incidents which police say are linked to the speculation gang based in western St. Elizabeth. The police theorize that poker boxes are the main target of criminals. Criminals broke into a bar in the Hampton area of traditionally low-crime neighboring community of Malvern, atop the Santa Cruz Mountains in the early hours of Wednesday, April 13. The criminals also allegedly stole assorted expensive liquor and musical equipment and reportedly raped the bartender who was staying on the premises. Worse was to follow as the fleeing heavily armed criminals who found their escape plans disrupted as daylight broke shot dead 2 residents, construction worker 37-year-old Michael James and a 51-year-old farmer Courtney Smith. James was said to have been among a group of angry people chasing the hoodlums, while Smith, who was headed for his farm presumably unaware of danger, was apparently mistaken by his killers as one of their pursuers. With the assistance of residents, police later cornered the alleged getaway vehicle and held the driver, 37-year-old farmer Carlos Beckford of Brampton, Western St. Elizabeth. Beckford was reportedly intercepted on a little-used road which links Malvern to Mountainside and other Pedro Plains communities close to Ivor Cottage, which is about 2 miles downslope from Malvern. A remote, blissful, quiet farming community, Ivor Cottage clings to the southern slopes of the Santa Cruz Mountains just above the farm-rich Pedro Plains, which rolls away to the Caribbean Sea and St. Elizabeth's capital Black River several miles away. In the Spring Park community near Black River, there has also been terror, with the police identifying the speculation gang behind the killings. The most recent incident on May 21 was the murder of 30-year-old Chadwick White, a resident and a laborer of Spring Park. White was shot dead by gunmen traveling on a motorcycle. Head of the St. Elizabeth Police Superintendent Dwight Daly said White was on bail for charges of murder, illegal possession of firearm, and assault at common law. The police chief added that White was warned to leave Spring Park. Based on police intelligence, he was advised to leave his community as he was marked for death by members of the speculation gang. He, however, returned to the community without the knowledge of the police, and whilst there he was killed, added Daly. On May 13, 5 people were shot, 2 fatally and 3 injured, at a bar in Spring Park. Holness said the government is focused on improving people's social conditions to deter criminal behavior. We can never ignore that outside of greed and just a criminal mind, the criminal element is also fueled by social conditions, he said. So as much as we can do to improve social conditions so that it will remove the impetus for criminal behavior, we will do it, he added. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.